This is a video review of the Transformers Siege Warfare Cybertron Trilogy Commander Class Jetfire. So, I picked him up from Amazon.com.au about 2 weeks ago. I've been debating picking him up, but no, I caved. Picked him up. First thing I thought was, oh, this guy's a massive figure. We've all seen the reviews and we all know relatively how big he is, but nothing prepares you from the shock and awe of seeing this guy live and in person. So yeah, massive robot. Here he is in his default Jetfire mode. First off, I guess let's take a look at the box. So let me move Jetfire to the side. Comes in the standard, albeit very large and very heavy stock box. Nice image of Jetfire in armored up mode. There's a good look Mega Supreme there. Jetfire is, don't know if you can see that. Jetfire is Warfare Cybertron Trilogy S28, so I guess figure number 28. Side is just a continuation of this image. See the arc about to launch there. It's cool. Some Tetrajets, really cool image. This side is the standard Siege box image. The back, picture of Jetfire in his armored up mode. His default robot mode. I actually prefer this over this. I could have lived without all these extra bits, but no, extra bits are always good. Jet mode with the armor pack at the back, and I'll show you how to combine that. And all these different accessories, which we will go through in a bit as well. Same thing as all other boxes, Siege boxes at the top. Nothing much at the bottom. And lastly, with the packaging, he does come in this heavy stock cardboard, so not really collector friendly. Once you get him off this plastic thingamajigs, can't bring him back in. And why would you anyway, right? So let's take a quick look at the accessories. It comes with this, let's say middle-sized, a little bit largish set of instructions. And then he comes with all these bits you see right here. So let's go through each of them. First off, this is the gun that he comes with. This is JF25HS photon cannon, or sorry, JS25HS photon missile sky launcher. And this thing splits into yeah, that's right, 2 rifles as well. Really detailed guns, different, black, this gray plastic, and this gunmetal barrel. Really nice. And how they peg together is, there's that hole, there's this peg in the hole, and they just push together. And you have to push both of the handles together to form this dual barrel rifle. He also comes with this Sky Shield battle armor, or Sky Shield aerial armor. It's nice. Nothing much to see. It's not a solid piece. You can actually open this for storing the Sky Shield battle mask inside. I'll show you how that stores later on when we combine the weapons. And that's the Sky Shield battle mask. It also comes with 2 missiles, two HS photon missiles is what they're called. And they're cast in this black plastic. It's okay. The mask, by the way, is cast in clear plastic, painted white. Just to let you know. It also comes with two of these SFM2 radiograph boosters. I don't know what kind of booster this is. Maybe it's something you use to boost bullets into people's faces. I don't know. And he comes with two of these JF-15 HP jet boost particle beam cannons. So again, just cast in this black plastic, you know, nicely detailed, and they do split apart. I'm not sure if you can. Oh, you can actually pick that there. But yeah, they can split apart, and this is compatible with, you know, blast effects. All of the weapons are compatible with the blast effects. Okay. Even the missiles, for some reason, although might be more apt to use this. So it's like you're gonna hit someone. Kaboom! Sorry about that. Also, oh, even this guy has a lot of mini ports as well. Port the blast effects. And speaking of blast effects, he comes with two pairs of these, you know, very thin blaster effects. Two of these kind of thrusters, or, you know, shotgun blast effects, and these a little bit wider, you know, blast effects. So, you know, and all of them come in with this thick, you know, port and a small peg inside, so they will be compatible with your other siege weapons. Okay. Now, another thing to note about these blast effects is that they do combine. As you can see, in the middle of that is a hole. You can plug this tighter one on this wider one, and plug that there as well. So it's like multiple levels of blasting. So if I take Siege Prime here, you can pose him in this iconic with the blast effect if you want, and then he's gonna tumble. Or if you have something like Starscream here, you can plug it on his feet, just like thrusting away. Really cool blast effects, and you can, you know, mix and match them. You saw me how I'll show you how I port them on Jetfire later on. Yeah, really fun set of accessories. Before we, okay, yeah, let's leave it at that. Now let's take a look at the big guy himself. Here is Jetfire in all his massive glory. Again, he is a bit on the tall side, but he is supposed to be anyway. Now, if you're not, I don't know, if you're not old enough to remember that episode, look it up. Transformers 1984, Fire in the Sky. That's his debut. Now, let's take a look at this figure up close. Out of frame. Put blasting Optimus Prime out of frame. And let's focus on this guy. So like I said, oh my god, I like how Siege mixes the G1 aesthetic with the technical panel lining. It's a lot of technical panel lining on this guy. As you can see, he's sporting a Decepticon logo. More on that later on. But lots of good detail. He is primarily cast in white, but no, he is supposed to be white anyway. And I don't know if you can see. Maybe not. It's a little bit too dark. I'll show you that later on when we get to vehicle mode. But yeah, really nice. His profile is really nice as well. So you can see everything is supposed to be in the right place. Don't you hate it when you have Transformers where the arms are here and the head is way back there or something like that? That really irks me. This guy, he's massive, but everything seems to be in the right place. He does have a massive backpack. Oh, that backpack is named as well. It's called Turbo Thruster Booster Pack. It's not removable though, so don't try. Yeah, Jetfire comes with the backpack anyway. From the back, again, very clean, but at the same time incorporating a lot of these details. See, these look like engine exhausts, things like that. I don't know what these are at the bottom of the feet. They look nice. And there's these two thruster ports, which are compatible with Plastifix as well. So you can probably have something like that, or something like that, or the combined thing. You wanna have Jetfire, although I don't remember seeing him flying in robot mode. You can probably imagine him doing so with these boosters from the jetpack. It's really nice. Okay, really nice robot mode. Now let me zoom into the chest if I can. Oh, that's as much as I can zoom. So this chest, you can see he is Decepticon. Now, I don't want to spoil that episode for you guys, but suffice to say, you can flip it, be an Autobot. He does go through the same steps that he did in the Transformers, the second Transformers movie, where he starts off as a Decepticon and then ends up as an Autobot, even if it's a fleeting moment in the movie. But yeah, that's, I guess, Jetfire's usual, character art, going from Decepticon to Autobot. Really nice, and I like how they incorporated that bit there. Now, let's quickly go through the articulation. His head is on a double swivel, so left, right, up and down. I don't think you can see it. Let me just closer. Swivel left and right, up and down. And that lower panel seems to lift as well. I don't know what the purpose that is, because it's not used for transformation, but yeah. These arms are on a heavy ratchet. They would have been able to go around if not for the wing. But yeah, the wings are supposed to be there anyway. Arms that much out. Swivel there. There's actually two joints on the arms, there and there. And utilizing both, you can go more than 90 degrees, which is really good. Now, let me zoom into the hand really quick. The hand is on a swivel, and it does have a joint there. As you can see, there is a gimmick here as well. So if I close this hand, see that port pops out, allowing you to put a gun there, which is a really cool way of handling it, if you ask me. And it's the same for both hands. It does have a waist swivel, which is nice. Normally Jetfire wouldn't have a waist swivel, just because this entire thing from chest to crotch would be the front of the plane. I'll show you the transformation. The other half of the front of the plane is actually inside the robot mode, and while this is this real crotch, that is a faux cockpit part, which is a nice way of handling it. The articulation is not that much, maybe let's say 15%, but you know, it's useful enough for transformation or for posing, so I don't mind. These panels go up out of the way, allowing the leg to go that much out. I wish that was a ratchet, but it isn't, so what can we do? Leg or heavy ratchet goes that much forward, that much back before it hits the thruster there. Upper thigh swivel there, which is nicely hidden. He has knees that go 90 degrees, and he does have a good amount of ankle pivot. It's not ratcheted, but it's a very tight joint, so it's okay. I don't know if it will stay tight. I hope so, just because the outward swivels on this leg doesn't seem to be that sturdy. That's probably the first set of articulation that will get loose. Hopefully not soon. Okay, now let's go through some size comparison. Here he is with Marvel Legends Paul Rudd and your standard Combiner Wars mold, part of Prime's Dreadwind. Here he is with a Toy Hacks covered part of Prime's Optimus Prime and your standard Combiner. This is Victorion, so he's about the same size as a Combiner, and this much bigger than the previous leader class. And also, if you're not aware, this is about the same size as MP10. MP10 might be I don't know, a couple of millimeters higher, so that's how you will scale with your masterpiece as well, just to give you an idea. Here he is with Voyager class Optimus Prime, Deluxe class Sideswipe, and your leader class Ultra Magnus. So I guess that's how a Commander class stacks with the rest of them. I think it's a good size. If you examine the official Hasbro scale charts, Optimus Prime is supposed to go to about the waistline of Jetfire, so I think that's a good scale. Here he is with his best buddy. Starscream, and here he is with Siege Refractor in that now iconic what WTF moment where you were like, what are you trying to accomplish? Okay, so now before we go to the transformation, let's show him off in his armored up mode. And before we do that, first thing you need to do is open these panels up on his chest, as well as those tabs or those ports. These ports actually go all the way in, but they're hard to take out, so just I left them like that for now. And just extend those. And that's it. So let's go through the steps. First of all, take his battle mask, and it just ports right there on his forehead. So push that in. Now the chest. See, there's these two longer tabs there, or slots there for those tabs, as well as that tiny hole that coincides with that hole as well. It's a bit difficult to line up, but you know, can you do? A lot of the things on Jetfire is a bit difficult to line up, which is surprising considering his size. You think it's just gonna be easier. Anyway, if you line that up together, line that up properly, line that up properly. That's what am I not doing properly. Okay, if you line that up properly, just should go flush there on both sides. Now on those wingtips there, you put those missiles. I can figure out which ones are the missiles, or these ones. Push that in there. Push the other one there. These guns, you just peg on the hole on the back of the wing. See, this one I split earlier. Let's just bring them together. Oh, you better to have it like that. So, and then lastly, take these blasters, just peg them on the arms like so. Oop, don't fall. And then give him his iconic dual rifle. Just put that there. Yep. Let's peg that there as well. And there you have Jetfire. Jetfire in his really cool armored up mode. And well, this mold will be familiar to you if you have the G1 toy. It does harken back to those Macross details. I don't recall him armoring up in the cartoons, but having this as an inclusion is still really cool. So you can see in this mode, he has additional points where he can get shot. So there's 4 more points on this part, at least 1 on each of the shield/guns. So yeah, still really cool. And the other thing of note is it doesn't hinder the articulation at all. So even the waist or this chest armor is positioned in such a way that they don't hinder the waist joint, which is really cool, I think. Now let's take a closer look. Look at that new head sculpt. If I didn't really like how he looked like without the face sculpt, this would be nice, but I prefer the one with the traditional face. And this is the chest detail. This stays as an Autobot, doesn't change. And the forearm, you've seen it before, but let me show you that again. There's the tab. So really, really nice armored up mode. Not bad. Not bad at all. Now, let's go through transformation. First off, remove. Oh, before that, let me show you how to combine the weapons. Just because we need the weapons in combine mode anyway to store it in vehicle mode. Okay. Now the face mask is a bit harder to remove, but just find a space, the gap between the face and the mask, and pull it off. So now to combine these things, first off, this actually opens up and you can port the head in. It's the same peg system that you use on his forehead. So just peg it in as far back as you can, and take it out, just push it here anyway. and close that up. Now the guns combine. The guns combine in with our armor in combined mode. So just combine the guns together. And there you can see there's two holes there and 2 ports. 2 holes and 2 ports there. So you just plug that in there. That's it. This thing, there is a tab and a port, as well as that slot for that small peg there. So just, and also this side will rest in that slot there, and this is identical, so you know you can put that in either one, but just port that there, tab that there, and tab that there. That will make this secure. Do the same on the other side. Port, tab, tab. Cool, fairly secure. What's not secure are these things. So how you combine them is you have the missiles pointing down, this pointing up. There is a hole there. Just port that in. And this missile wing part is supposed to peg there. Now, while you can do it, it's not that hard to, you know, topple it off. Just because I don't think that thing is meant to be a port anyway, or a tab anyway. Would have preferred a traditional 5mm port. Oh, so I'm pegged already. So just peg that in. Peg that in. There you go. That's the this thing. That's the combined weapon. See, that thing is still exposed, so you can actually port that as a shield for Jetfire or a gun, though it's a bit heavy and it's a bit clunky. So yeah, that's that. Now on to transforming Jetfire. Let's start off with the legs first. So for the legs, first you push the feet in and tab that in. There is a hole there and a tab there. I'm really scared this tab will break in a couple of weeks. But what can you do? Secure that in. Push the heel spur all the way in, and push the toe part all the way in as well. Okay, not too bad so far. Simple. Open this panel up. So you can see 2 tabs there, 2 slots there, and that little gap there on that little tab there. So open that up. See this hole there will go on that port. So just position that in there. Now it's a bit hard to take that out, but just, you know, position your fingers if you can over here and try to pull it out. If not, use that space, but that might put some stress on this part, so just be careful. There is a double hinge there inside, so just forge on this leg in all the way in, and there is a tab there, then there is a slot right there. If you should position it correctly, you should be able to tab the leg onto the position it correctly. A lot of the problems with Jetfire in terms of transformation is the ports will go in places where you can't actually see. So yeah, that's a bit difficult sometimes. What can you do? There you go. Let's do the same on the other leg. Open this up here, coordinate that in, port that in, again coordinate that, and hopefully that bit is aligned. No. Just there you go. Bottom half is done, almost done. Okay, let's finish the bottom half then. Take this part, unpeg that. Now there's these two pegs that'll go into the two slots there, and this just spring loads down. And according it out, there's this new red tab there, you can see it, that goes into the longer slot right there, as well as these ports on the thrusters go into that backpack thruster, combining the two together, which is kind of neat, although it's a pain to take them out later on. There you do. That's the bottom half almost done. Let's do the top half. So first thing you do is unpeg this. Now this is all soft plastic. A lot of this is soft plastic, so just be careful. Pull that out. Make sure to fold that panel in. The trick is when you fold the things in, make sure you support it. Don't put any stress on the actual joints. So that's that. Now disconnect this from the full front of the wing of the vehicle. Oops, sorry, before we do that, we unpeg the shoulders, and we can open that up. Now the head will just store inside the backpack. See, this is a spring-loaded panel there, which is kind of cool. So let's just shove the head in, which I thought was a really cool touch. And then these tabs on the shoulders will tab onto those slots there, securing the backpack to the front of the jet. Lower that. Now next thing is fold the front of the jet forward and fold this forward. Now before we do that, let me show you this part. You can actually open this thing up, and it reveals this, and you can actually remove this with a good amount of difficulty, just because there's not enough space to maneuver, and this thing is so smooth. But there you go. That reveals a cockpit where a headmaster, a Titan master can sit in, which is nice. Now I'll put it back in. Oh, before that, there's a lot of good detail there as well. Nice touch. Close that in. Fold the real front of the jet in. Now this thing is tricky as well, but we'll do that after we do the arms. So let's do the arms. Now for the arms, first thing you do is unpeg this thing. So there's a peg and a hole there. Just unpeg that. Fold this out. Now make sure the hand is a clenched fist, and you just push the hand in. There you go. And this part, using the same double hinge you used for articulation. Just push it that way and then shove it in and make sure that part is flush. If you did it correctly, it should look like that. So let's do the other side. Open this up a little bit faster now. Clenched fist. Push the clenched fist in. Push that all the way out. And then all the way in. And push that tab up. There we go. Almost there, folks. Now, you fold this entire panel in, making sure that that circular bit goes into that circular shaped hole there. And there's that hole. I'll go out that peg at the back. So just position it that way. Erase the camera again. And position the peg into the hole, which is again another part where you can't really see what you're doing, and you're doing it in basing your actions on blind faith that you are in the right spot. But yeah, there you go. Do the same on the other side. Big circle on the big hole. Snap into place. Snap. 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 Okay, silent snap. And then tap that in. There you go. Almost done. And then this last bit, you rotate this chest part in. And then there is that flat slot over there and that flat peg over there. Now this is not an easy thing to do as well, because again, so it's positioned in a very tight spot, but you just peg that in and peg that other side in as well if it wants to. Okay, last bit, and still cool. The wings, fold this tab in, fold the wing, some double hinge out. This part is tight for me. Your mileage may vary, but yeah, just straighten that wing out. Okay. Now this part of the wing unfolds, and the top part of the wing unfolds as well. And then let's do the same for the other side. This one is not so tight, so just straighten that. Tab, open that out, tab, there you go. Then this entire wing piece rotates down and retabs there. And lastly, there are retractable landing gears, so you can use this part. There's a notch there you can use to pull to reveal the front landing gear, and here you can pull using from here to open that landing gear as well. And he does have those landing gear. And lastly, just rotate these up, and there you go. Jetfire in is very awesome, if not very tiring transformation. Jet mode. Now taking a closer look at the jet mode, it is a really massive jet, and I'll show you some size comparisons later on, but let's look at the details. Really nice. Still a lot of those panel linings, which is nice. The same gimmick holds here, where if you want him to be a Decepticon, just push that down. Still at a loss whether I want him as an Autobot or Decepticon, but you know, or maybe shift back and forth. Nice exhausts there, nice wing detail, and I love how they tried to hide that thing with the red paint. Lots of technical details there. Long thrusters, no thrusters there. I guess all the force comes from those thrusters. It's really nice. Underneath is a bit of a mess, but what can you do, right? Now, some things you can do with this guy. You can still apply these blast effects. So let's do the whole shebang blast effect on there. So you can do some frightfully accurate whooshing flying action, right? Really nice, really apt positioning. Other things you can do is you can actually fold that down, and I did mention earlier we can combine this part with although whether you want to or not is a different question, but you can. So just put that thing there, so he will have massive amount of armaments on his back, which is nice. Or taking that back out, you can just plug in like the individual weapons as well. So it does come with an assortment of ports, so maybe you can port the guns there, maybe facing forward or facing back, depending on where you're expecting your enemies to be. At the bottom, the wings does have some ports, so you just combine this thing and you can reattach the longer guns there. Maybe not as missiles, but as guns as well. Which is nice. So you have quite a few options if you wanted to. These, oh, I don't know, maybe you just put this back here and put these missiles on the tip. You can have sort of a tank turret at the top. Ridiculous, but you know, can't have fun with your hobbies then. I call them hobbies, right? Let's not go through the hobbies versus investment argument here. Me, it's a hobby. It goes straight out of packaging when I buy them. And other things you can do underneath here. So let's say remove that. I can actually unfurl those, and here there are some extra things here as well, so I can unfurl that as well and rotate that out. Now you can have some proper Autobot flight mode action, so you can have him like in a proper array of Autobots or Decepticons hanging underneath, which is kinda cool. Like, just imagine Optimus Prime, his battle mask down, and the wind opening his mouth in a funny way. It's like, oh, let me down, let me down, let me down. Okay, so I won't go through much into size comparisons, just because one, I'm not that thrilled with the fact that I need to transform a lot of these guys back and forth. And secondly, and more importantly, and the more valid reason, is Jetfire does go through some mass shifting when he transforms to jet mode. There will be some episodes where you see him with the Autobot cars going in, like, I don't know, 5 cars going into his body, which would make him like, you know, Astro Train spatial size. So yeah, anyway, couple of reference ones just so you know what you're looking at if you do decide to buy him. Here he is with Siege. Start with Siege Sideswipe. So Siege Sideswipe is smaller than his backpack, so about the length of the cockpit and about as wide as the backpack. And then here he is with Power the Prime suit. Stop falling apart, Redwind. Power the Prime's Redwind, so a lot more massive than Redwind. Yeah. And the wingspan as well is pretty laughable on Redwind compared to Jetfire. Yeah. Also, Paul Rudd. Okay. Again, I apologize if I'm having too much fun, but you know, like I said, hobbies are supposed to be fun, and if you can't have fun with your hobbies, then why have the hobbies anyway, right? So now I guess the final question is whether I should tell you if he's worth the purchase or not. Now, if you're a G1 fan, this guy, bar none, is the most accurate representation of Jetfire that we've gotten. I know there's Fans Toys Phoenix. He's a lot more larger than this guy as well. But I mean, having a figure with that size and with all the details gone, not gone, but more G1 where there's no technical details, it just looks pretty bland to me. And the face, I don't think is accurate to Jetfire as well. He is sizable, so he does scale well with the masterpiece, but yeah, I prefer this guy just because, you know, like I said, nice mix of technical details and G1 accuracy. Aside from that, I mean, this, like I said, this is probably the best Jetfire we'll be getting from Hasbro anytime soon. I don't even think they'll have Jetfire in the next two lines, just because this one is already his Earth mode jet. So yeah, if you can get him, get him. If you can get him for cheap, better. If you can't, just get him. I mean, he's well worth it. The size, fun factor, nice blast effects, everything's nice, and the accuracy to G1. So yeah, that's it. So if you like that review, please do leave a like, leave a comment, do subscribe. I just hit 200, so I know that is a far cry from the others there who's got like gazillion subscribers, but I'm happy. So still subscribe though, it helps. So do subscribe, share the video, and I'll catch you later in the next review. Thanks for watching.